Yes, thank you. Hey, as you say, I'm Smoky, also known as DaanSmoki or Smoky Runs, or the people that bully me, Slokey Walks, that also works. This is Resident Evil 4, the remake, the one that got released this year. The original was out in like 2005, so it's been a while. It's New Game Plus, so that means that I'll start with everything that I basically need to go through the whole game. I have with my commentators, your everyday giant clam. You can introduce yourself.
I'm your
Yo. And the amazing run that you did yesterday that was also common by a certain person.
Yeah, glitches and stuff. He's a really cool guy.
And I'm also commentated by
Annie.
hasn't really done any Resident Evil 4 runs, but he has.
Oh, yeah. I did some speedruns in Skyward.hd.
But HD in like 50th place, amazing spot.
Woo, Zelda.
What the fuck?
All right. So what did the bid war end up on?
So it's looking like the winner for the bid war was the Leon costume choice. Ooh, I need to casual. There we go. It was casual. Clan came through big near the end, and casual is our winner. It was a little bit romantic. Just couldn't quite make up that speed.
All
So
right.
yes, that is who you'll be going with.
Casual. Lamb with the last minute massive donation. All right. Casual it is. Oh, that's the wrong one. I should not
Already ahead by half an hour. Fantastic.
going back out. You probably select the nice or the good save file. All right, so because it's New Game Plus, we're going on a save file that I've pre-made, and time starts now. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, so I'll have a bunch of stuff that you'll see not right away because for some reason we can't have our items right away. We can't access them. But I will have, as you can see on my head, some cat ears. Which actually give me infinite ammo for every single gun that I have. Unluckily, not with certain utilities like grenades and stuff, but I will have infinite ammo, which is very useful. Something you also see is that I have a virtual controller setup, which basically allows for a glitch to happen, which if you're pressing both the input for interacting on the keyboard and interacting on a controller at the same time, that basically makes the game switch between the two inputs every single frame, and it'll read that as basically pressing the button every single frame. So that'll cause you to interact with anything as soon as you're literally able to. So that is really useful for a lot of stuff. It can quickly get past that guy. Really quickly grab items, so we can really quickly interact with stuff like doors, as you could see a little bit ago. Yeah, it's just very useful tech in general. It just saves you from having to time a lot of stuff. Also, as you could see on the stairs that I just walked on there, on certain stairs, it's not every single staircase. On certain stairs, I'll just crouch and then immediately start running again. It looks like it's slower, but it's actually a little bit faster because you keep your speed instead of having your staircase speed. It's like a different animation, which is slightly slower, but you'll just, if you crouch and then run again, you'll get your normal run speed for a split second. All right, so now the first area that we're coming up on is village. This is normally supposed to be a long, very long-winded, but pretty hard, especially for being at the beginning. Just basically a standoff against all of these guys here. But because we have the new game items, the new game plus items, I mean, we can just do a nice glitch here by holding the sniper rifle. As you will see in a split second. Just walk past the guy with the chainsaw, we don't care about him. And there we go. So basically what happened there is, with any scoped weapon, if you scope in and look down, Link's hitbox will actually go a small little bit forward, which allows you to walk up against walls or doors or whatever. And, oh, I missed that cogwheel. And the game will register you as being partially into that wall or door. And for that door, for example, if you go into that door and then as quickly as possible, oh, that's the wrong one. As quickly as possible, spin around and mash the F button, or in our case, because we have the virtual controller stuff, we can just hold F because it'll automatically mash it. It'll actually try to open the door. That happens way too often. I hate that. Yeah, because we have the virtual controller stuff, it'll mash the F, the interact button automatically. And because of that glitch, it'll open the door from the other side because it registers Leon being further back than he actually is. And yeah, that just allows us to go through the door from the wrong side. That's the main glitch that's going to happen in the entire run. There's not a lot of glitches in this run. It's mostly just dealing with NPCs and just general small tricks, movement, and yeah, just hoping that people don't mess with you, because it's very easy for certain NPCs to just ruin your run, especially later on in a small section. And here coming up is another clip with a sniper rifle. Alright, but this is a different version of it. So this is a autosave clip, which is, if it works, yep, cool. Which is the same as the door one, except going into the door, you actually go into the wall. And if you do that while an autosave is happening, the game will actually autosave your position as being inside the wall. So you can just go and walk into the wall while you're scoped in, get the autosave to happen, and alright, I was very scared of walking and just falling out of bounds there for a second. But yeah, you can just use the autosave, and that'll save your position inside the wall, out of bounds. And that allows us to walk quickly all the way to the end, to the building in the distance, and get to the end of chapter 1.
Unlike a lot of places that actually have the ability for you to go out of bounds, there is a surprising amount of collision over there, so we're actually quite lucky that you're even able to make it anywhere over there and land in the basement by falling through the void.
Yeah.
If you get lucky enough, you can get a little roll as well, and with good positioning, you can just land on top of Luis and instantly open his bag after falling through the roof.
Yeah, it's perfect. The collision is just perfectly set up for you to just get straight there.
There is something, so with this game, normally it's timed by in-game time, just because of the amount of loads and the possible variance between loads of different PC setups. So there's something that Smokey will not be doing in this run, which is basically getting rid of Leon's combat status. So whenever there are enemies who are aggroed onto you, Leon slows down by about, what was it, 15% or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's about 15%.
About 15%. So there are usually... Oh, yep, hit a clamp, great.
Always those.
Because
of that, it's pretty tight timing for that, but yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so with combat, basically, if you have people aggroed on you, you slow down quite a big chunk. With killing enemies in very certain timings, or avoiding enemies, or going around them, or blowing them up previously before you enter them, or even reloading your save in certain areas because of autosaves, that gets rid of combat, which just allows you to speed up a little bit. Generally, it's not as worth it because you reload an autosave for a lot of them. You know, that stops your in-game timer. For RTA, it's not really worth it, so he'll be skipping a lot of them, but it's just something to keep in mind. It's a fun little future.
Well, folks, whilst the run is still young, we've had a whole load of love come in for this run. Is it all right if I wheel out a couple of donations? We had a $20 from Mini Stefan saying, "Good luck, Slowkey. The homies behind you are here to support you, even though you might be slow and bad sometimes." Less than 3. Another $20 from Pouch saying, "Let's go, Slowkey," from the friends behind you. Less than 3. A $35 from Jockstasy. Saying, "Smoky, my boy, good luck on the run. Destroy the game, but not in the way you did that toilet back home." Love you. Keep it up. And folks, a big, big one. $100 from Hi-Fi Duck saying, "Don't mess up." And that leaves us only $20 away from the 15K mark, which is, you know, a nice little milestone to be hitting during the lovely early hours of a Monday morning, but I believe that that's something that we can do. Yeah, more to the donations, folks. Thank you.
Nope.
That was a perfect leaf thrown grenade. All the homies getting the donations in. So yeah, this is one of those areas that is very scary because a lot can happen here like that. That's perfect timing. There's kind of the enemies can just be around any corner. Can just throw their TNT wherever they want, and they can be right underneath your feet. Luckily, this is New Game Plus, so I have the max amount of HP that I can have. If there was New Game, that TNT under my feet, that would have just blown me to mist. So that's one of the great things about New Game Plus.
It's also unassisted, which is the easiest difficulty. So even if somebody does grab you, which would normally almost instantaneously lead to your demise in any other difficulty, unassisted, it's like barely even a scratch. They just caress Leon's cheek. Admire his cat ears.
Beautiful cat ears. Oh, I love that the cat ears is the thing that we basically need. So yeah, one of those, as Clem said before, I won't do most of the combat stuff to save game time. But with those 3 enemies, that actually does just save real time as well. Killing them as fast as possible gets you out of combat as soon as is basically possible, which does make you run a lot faster, so I try to kill those as soon as I can. Now we're coming up on the end of chapter 2. This is another one of those spots that normally would be basically pause buffered because the positions that lock starts at is completely random. Completely RNG. So it's best to just pause buffer that and see through the pause menu where, oh, that was awful, where they are, and then you could just pause buffer every single input and get to the end of the lock.
There is a fun little strat with that crystal marble where you can basically do it in one quick cycle as it's moving, holding left and then tapping S to push it down very specifically. Naturally, Smokey has never got it once in his life, so we didn't expect to show that one off today.
No. I got it once in practice. Obviously, it wouldn't happen here.
Well, folks, did we see that number get bigger at the bottom of the screen?
Oh.
We have hit 15K already. Much love to the donations from Ilhut or Ilhutra for the Slowkey walk past somehow. And a $10 anonymous donation saying plum for 15K, both of which those have gone towards the incentive for Dragon. Well, no, one's gone towards Dragon Age Inquisition for the name Jar Crispy, and one also going towards the Duolingo first chest, 10 random languages. We also had a sneaky $50 donation come in from username manuals. I think I'm probably butchering that. I'm on 3 hours sleep. But with a comment, why doesn't Hunnigan send us any combat manuals?
I wish she did, honestly. That's a weird thing they left out. It's unfortunate.
Well, obviously, they assume that you've played the first game, so you should obviously know how the game works.
Yeah, that's a massive thing they changed from the original to the remake. The whole calls with Hunnigan, it used to be just a separate screen entirely, but now it's just a small little box at the bottom, which is kind of unfortunate. It's sad that they completely changed that. But yeah. Now we're getting up to the church, the infamous church, where the president's daughter is being held.
What?
What? No. trying to save her,
Not even going for the
but
gate clip.
instead... Oh, right, I forgot about that. Ah, whatever. It's fine. I'm just gonna jump down the hole.
So there is a little gate just behind where he is right now, which would save time if you clip through that using the scope method. However, it's literally the hardest gate to clip through in the entire game. The reason for being is unknown, probably just a little bit thicker than the other ones. So it's pretty difficult to save like 12 seconds. Not even 12 seconds.
Aim assist.
So quickly turn off aim assist. Don't need that. We've got a massive infinite ammo rocket launcher. Who needs aim assist?
I jumped down and I aimed and I saw it just snap to the guy and like, oh, get out of here. I don't want to get aim assist the whole time. But yeah, we see the church. We know that she's in there. Let's just immediately run away. We don't care about saving her.
Well, you know, the door's locked.
Yeah, true.
It's not like we have a gun or anything. A massive rocket launcher. Gotta find the key?
Rocket launcher to just immediately blow the door out. Nah,
It might hurt the daughter.
exactly.
God forbid anything happened to Ashley.
I mean, she has a metal suit in this category, so like nothing could even happen to her.
All right, we'll put you in a massive metal suit and I'll shoot you with a rocket launcher and we'll see what happens.
That would be painful. So yeah, in that section before, it looked like I was just randomly shooting dogs. That's another one of those combat prevention things. If I try to kill him as fast as possible, I'll get out of combat basically immediately, making me run a lot faster. And here we're coming up to the not El Gigante, what? To the Lago, the first boss in the game. There's a big strat here, which unfortunately isn't used in New Game Plus because it, for the current setup that has been found, it just loses time for this category. But it is used in most other categories, which is to very precise. Oh, I forgot to reload. I think I'm supposed to reload autosave to get all the enemies to reset, but it's fine. But yeah, there's a thread here where you very precisely let enemies hit you. Nice. Oh. And that allows you to get your hidden points. There's two hidden points, action points and item points. And if your action points is exactly 999 and then a decimal, and you go into the fight of Delago, this first boss fight right here coming up, that will cause the DA level to crash, or not crash, it'll bug out, and it'll go to level 0, which DA is difficulty adjustment. And if it's level 0, Delago will just die in, I think it's 7 hits, which is lower than anything else, any other category, anything. I think for this category, it's, I believe, 11 hits, but I could be wrong about that. I'm switching it to 30 FPS here because the waves are very FPS dependent. So if I keep it on 60 FPS, the waves will be much higher, so it'll be harder to hit the Lago.
He's also doing a little strat that you can't see because his mouse is not in front of his face, but if you hold right click to aim and spam left click and then let go of right click, Leon's able to pull out a harpoon a little bit quicker than if you were to just aim, throw, and throw. Fortunately, he didn't get the one cycle, but once again, living up to the names.
Nah, we still got it. That's good enough.
Still missed one though, you know. I don't know if it deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, if I miss one more there, that could have been really bad. That basically causes him to do an attack, which doesn't allow me to attack him for like 30 seconds-ish, which is pretty bad. Sacrificial.
But that was like kind of the best boss fight from the game.
Yep. It's the hardest boss fight.
It's the only boss fight where you don't one-shot the boss.
Yeah, oh, almost forgot to switch. Yeah, every single boss we can just hit with a rocket launcher and they're immediately dead, except for that guy. Alright, here is another autosave clip to go into the fence. Normally ahead of us there's a small crawl section, as well as a cutscene, but we can just avoid that by precisely walking around here, right? And shooting the guy.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. He was just standing there having a good time. That's actually a pretty precise route there at the out of bounds. If I go too far left, it'll actually still trigger that cutscene. And if I go too far right, I'll just fall out of bounds and I have to reset back to my autosave. But yeah, if normally you'd have to go through that cross section. It's pretty slow. Get the cutscene as well. And then I kill that guy because that guy actually gives me combat as well, causing me to run slower.
Yeah, the most exciting section in any video game.
Very exciting.
Boating section.
Basically the same as sailing in Wind Waker HD. Nothing special going on at all.
Basically.
Basically the same. If only we had a swift sail on this game, that would be amazing. At least it's not a massive sea. If we have any donations right now, this will be an amazing time.
We do indeed. We had a $10 donation from the French Restream for us saying 15k, let's go. Shout out to the tech team and everyone behind the scenes. Love you all. That was also going towards the language choice. Very apt that they put it towards the French language for Alien vs. Predators 2010 Alien campaign run that we're going to be having later on in the event. Thank you very much for the donation. A reminder that, of course, all of your donations are going towards Alzheimer-Fonden, not just the donations that you are sending in through our links, but everything that is being cheered through the channels, subscriptions, yes, all going out to help the cause.
Very good cause at that.
It's amazing that we reached 15k. Oh no. Oh,
Oh, no.
Wow. The combo from downtown.
those spades especially, they do not hold back. It's as soon as they hit you, you just fly away. It's awful. All right, so this section basically, I completely walked past it before, but we're on a hunt for two head statues now. We completely walked past it, so I have no idea how Leon even knows about this, but you know, getting them, collecting some heads. We need those two heads to get the key to the church to save the president's daughter. And conveniently, there's a boat there to bring us to the two spots that we need to get.
Crazy how there's docks as well.
Crazy how that docks as well. Perfect. Luckily, these codes never change. It's just always
Leon's
exact same.
the luckiest man alive pushing these buttons, just getting them correct every time.
Exact combination on both times as well. Both two statues. All right, we got both the heads. Now we can go back, put them in the hands. It's actually a really cool section. Normally there's you can just free roam around this whole lake. There's a little spot in the middle as well for a new gun, and actually a chicken coop on the side as well, which does give you a golden chicken egg, which you can use against Salazar later on. Obviously, we don't use it because we have the rocket launcher, which is just...
Wait, huh?
Yeah, if you can use the golden chicken egg, which if you use that against Salazar, it actually does, I think, 75% damage, which is really, really useful.
What, so like you use it, or like you devour it in front of him and it terrifies him so much that he loses all of his health?
Yeah, no, you just throw it in his face, and you just disgusted.
That's interesting. I didn't
guy.
know that. That could have helped when I died to Salazar for multiple hours straight. But instead I devoured the golden chicken egg.
Oh, you actually have one? I didn't even know that. Yeah, no, it is hinted at as well. If you go back to his throne room, it's a challenge. One of the challenges in the game to throw a golden chicken egg at his portrait. So it is hinted at the game, and you can get another golden chicken egg inside of his throne room.
Poor man's allergic to eggs.
Yeah, what a poor dude. Alright, so now here is the second boss in the game. A very hard boss, so we just go and shoot him and get out of here. Faster? Yeah, that was definitely worth an applause. That was tough.
That took some real effort.
Yeah, exactly. If only, if I didn't miss that rocket, that would have been sketchy.
He might have actually hit you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's actually a pretty hard fight in other categories outside of New Game Plus, because you actually have to hit him enough to reveal his like plagas coming out of his neck, and especially since you don't have a lot of supplies yet and guns, it's actually pretty hard to kill him in those. All right, so we're in the castle, finally getting to save the daughter. But obviously, before we actually do that, we have to do a quick puzzle.
Everybody's favorite puzzle from the OG game. They had something like this as well, where you push buttons.
Yep. I think this one is better though. This is it's a bit more fun. It's a bit more challenging. It is actually a pretty hard one in like casually. But obviously in speedrun we just hold the button and go through it.
Coming up to probably my favorite part in the entire run.
Yeah. Amazing. As soon as we get to this door,
Ashley, you in there?
we will find Ashley. We don't care about the cutscene. Saving her. That's lore, we don't care about that.
There she is.
There she is with her nice metal suit. Alright, now we have her. We're finally getting to save her. Trying to get her out of the church. But you know what? Leon doesn't really feel like it. So, he's done with the mission. She's already being annoying. So, you know what? Let's just ditch her. Let's get out of here. I've had enough of her already. You can see in the bottom of the screen, she's gonna just start screaming for help. We're just gonna keep running, as if we're not hearing anything.
You do hear a very slight Leon in the background. Basically, Smokey clipped out using the ladder, the same way that you do like the gate clips just with no turn. Tried to interact with the ladder and also jumped down because his hitbox was too far away. So just fell all the way through, out of bounds, and now Ashley is stuck at the top of a ladder because she doesn't know how to jump down a ladder. Yelling, wondering where Leon has gone. Completely safe though. So mission accomplished.
It's pretty funny. It's like she's so inconsistent with her ladders. Sometimes she just is so scared of jumping down, but in certain sections she just jumps down like 50 feet. She just it's all good to her. It's weird with her logic. But yeah, there's the same tech that I just did with the ladder there. Actually very close to getting a very big skip there as well. But unfortunately it's just barely not possible. Where you can clip into the church from outside, so you can just, you know, skip the entire key grabbing. Alright, now we're coming up to my personally most scary section of the run. I'm gonna shoot a mine right there for a spawn later on. And this is cabin. We're basically, there's just a bunch of waves of, oh, I killed them both, okay. A bunch of waves of ganados just coming at us. And if you kill them perfectly, I think I did, then the waves just keep spawning back to back. And there are 3 sections to this whole fight. First is as soon as you kill 20, then this guy spawns. And then you need to kill, I think, 6 more, at which point the ladder cutscene will start, which I think should be right about now. Don't actually have to kill that guy, but there it is. And then I need to kill 3 more, which spawns the guy with the sledgehammer right there. You won't even see him, I'll just kill him right away. And that's it. As soon as the guy with the sledgehammer is dead, that is cabin done. You can grab me, I don't really care about that. Oh no, did I actually kill the sledgehammer guy? Oh no, this might actually be bad. I killed him, right? Oh, there he is. Alright. Now he's dead. And that's should be the end of the cabin. There it is.
So using a tool called RE4 Framework or RE Framework, normally runners have like a little info screen in the corner that has like enemies killed for each section, so you can check and you know roughly how close you are, 20, and then add 6, and then add 4, or however many it is, which is a bit more handy. And it also has boss health. For some other categories, you need to be very specific about boss health, so it's quite handy to be able to just peek at that. Obviously, it just goes from max to 0 whenever you're playing an assisted New Game Plus run.
Yeah, especially in that section, it's just so useful to see if you've killed enough people to go to the next. Excuse me, go to the next section of the fight. And like me, I was just waiting there, but I still had to kill the dude. Oh, hello. But also later on, there's you could use that tool to for certain bosses to make sure that they're actually dead, and that you don't just do like go on with your day even though they're not dead yet. All right, so here I'm gonna load this autosave to make sure that I get rid of my combat as well as making sure that Ashley is safe.
One of the few times where it's actually worth it because it takes Ashley to be safe because the guys aren't really aggroed, and also this is a very long section where those guys will keep just trying to hunt you down, ringing bells and everything, so a little bit faster RTA.
This section is really scary with Ashley. Alright, so here's coming up on another sniper autosave clip. This section can actually get messed up by Ashley, so I have to make sure that she goes away from me. One of the many things she can mess up in this run, or in this game just in general, honestly. It's a fun thing. It's if Ashley actually walks into a trigger. Oh, that's not supposed to do. If Ashley walks into a trigger, like an autosave trigger, it actually does trigger the autosave. It doesn't have to be triggered by Leon, which is pretty interesting. It can be used for this trick to just put us in a better spot instead of that one. I don't care about that because of the metal suit, she get dropped instantly. And then we just walk around the outside, out of bounds, and we go here. And that lets us skip this fight with these two. Normally I have to go and pick up a crank over there, which then one of those two actually pick up. But, oh, I'm not supposed to reload. But yeah, we can just go out of bounds, skip the whole fight, go past the gate. And then meet the big cheese.
If Ashley's in the middle of being picked up and is too far away when you get to that door, even though she's in her metal suit, she will get carried away. The strongest henchman ever will be carrying her over his shoulder, taking her away.
Normally their shoulder just instantly breaks. But if that happens, then that's very strong.
You're the one he wants.
All right, coming up to a slightly more interesting boss fight than the other ones we've had so far.
I'll do my job.
Yeah, instead of 1 rocket launcher, it'll take a whopping 2 rocket launchers. Oh, or 3. That can also work.
Nice. There he goes.
And that's it. That's another, yeah, another very rough boss fight.
So impressive.
Yeah, that's another kind of sad, in my opinion, change from the original with the remake. Normally, Mendez, the boss fight that we just fought, actually drops an eye, which is used to get through this gate. But in this one, it's just a small little hiccup, basically. We just get past him, and that's all we know about him. And then we get to chapter 7, which is the first chapter of the castle, which is, in my opinion, it's my favorite section by far. It's a really cool area.
Special in the remake. In the original castle, it was a bit of a pain. It's just constant enemies all over the place. But in the remake, I think they did really, really well. They introduced the new enemy you're about to see get absolutely obliterated. There he is.
Gone.
And yeah, I just think it's really cool.
Yeah.
The lighting is gorgeous as well.
Yeah, they did an amazing job with the castle.
And even better, courtyard.
Yep.
It made it so much better.
especially since I can just do something that I'm about to do, is throw a grenade right in that corner, which is... Oh, alright.
But the other cutscene.
Oh, huh, interesting. That's... Oh, I've never seen that cutscene actually play before when I... Huh. Normally when I throw a grenade there, it actually doesn't show that cutscene of the cannon. I wonder if I just skipped the cutscene too early? I don't know. But yeah, that doesn't really matter, it's just a slight inconvenience. Yeah, that normally you have to go all the way around. All the way around, go down the hole next to where I am right now. Fight a bunch of dudes. Probably just break every single... I need to reload. Break every single catapult. To go all the way around and shoot a weight that I actually threw my nade at. To make sure that the cannon goes up. But instead we just throw a grenade. And it skips like 90% of the courtyard.
As you can see, this is one of the situations where every single enemy he walks past has decided to give him a little bit of a shove. Doesn't want to attack him, just push him out of the way so they can get to Ashley quicker. Once again, completely RNG. Sometimes you can run through that area right in the middle of all of them and they're just standing there doing nothing.
Looking at Ashley like, I want to grab him as fast as I can. I hope she doesn't get grabbed right now. Yep, we're all good. It's another one of those cases, just like before. If she gets grabbed right at the end, then she actually does fail the game, or game over. Right, can I please? Right. Oh. Alright, we're good.
So you don't actually need to unlock that door. Ashley's just going to appear behind you eventually.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to just... there's a small little thing you can do there. Which if you're having the virtual controller, you can hold F and aim with a sniper. Which basically causes the lock to open itself. Which is slightly faster than just making her basically walk herself. And this is probably the worst section in the entire castle, because there's a lot of RNG with all these enemies. But that's why I have 13 flash grenades, just to get rid of them all. Alright, back to the Halo wheel. Yeah, there's 3 sections to this area. First is the bottom section to get the Halo wheel. Then there's this top section to open up the staircase. And the bottom section and this section is by far the 2 most annoying sections, mostly because of those archers. But also because these dudes that are standing there can just randomly grab Ashley. And that can lose a lot of time because you need her right after this part. So if she does get grabbed, that loses quite a bit of time. Pretty perfect right now. Because we need her right here, right away to... For some reason, we can't just get up ourselves and rotate those wheels. We need her to do it instead.
You gonna be okay?
And we just wait for her to rotate the 2 wheels. Yeah, it's basically on auto scroller. So if there's anything to be read, be a perfect time right now.
Well, for this horror block, we have, started off in style. It was functional but retro. We had an ESA hoodie. Start off, we've got casual fit here for Leon in Resident Evil 4. And then also for the run happening next, we have a character skin option, Dead Rising 2. At the moment, we are going to be suited in the tux. Tux is winning by $5, but you can come in big or you can come in small. You can do a clam and do a little snipe on the character skins. So the other options that we have, as well as Tux, which is winning by $5, we have normal, we have American Showman, we also have Love Heart boxes. I mean, I imagine I don't need to say too much more. I imagine you can make that image in your head. But yes, those are all open for the run that we're going to be having after this. So if you want to see love heart boxes, if you want to see tux, you know, get your donations in, folks.
Perfect. Get those donations in.
Okay, get back here.
All right. Yeah, that was just a complete auto scroll, basically waiting for her to rotate those two wheels.
Fun little thing about that as well, if she gets picked up and you try and shoot the enemy, even though she's in the night suit, if you shoot her by accident, she dies. Makes sense.
It
What?
makes perfect sense.
This way.
Yeah, and you have to kill those enemies as well as soon as possible because it actually does slow Ashley down. Because for some reason she decides if she's walking past a dude that has been killed recently, she just decides to take a good look at him. Just like, you know, I have to take a good look at the people that are laying on the floor. Right.
All right, well, having Ashley was fun. Goodbye, Ashley.
Yeah. That's the best part about Castle. We lose her basically every single chapter.
Yeah, you get her back, and then during the cutscene of getting her back, she's gone again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane how they manage that. It's just immediately after doing one puzzle or something, goodbye Ashley. But it's fine. We don't have to manage her then. It's much better, to be honest. All right, now we're coming up on a small little special enemy, which is dead.
Very tanky normally, but
Oh, never mind. He is still very tanky. Yeah, it's a pretty cool enemy. Basically, what they do is whenever they do that special attack where you just saw the screen blur, that causes a lot of the enemies that are standing around in the area to get their pluggers to come out, which make them a lot more powerful and a lot more annoying to deal with. So you always want to kill those first and as fast as possible.
and almost every single time in Castle, it's the ones that'll just look at you and then instantly one hit you.
Yeah, they'll just instantly bite your face off. It's bad.
Last person I thought I'd run to
Right,
here.
we meet Ada there. We don't care about that.
Yeah, apparently she's relevant to something.
Yeah. See her like twice, and once at the end. Try to save her. Alright, let's see if I can do this fast. Nope. Okay.
Almost. One off.
I switched it back. And that's good. No, that's good. There you go. That was close.
First try.
First try. Always first try.
Now we're coming up on another new enemy in this
Find Ashley.
game. The amount of new stuff that they've put into this
Yeah, it's
game for
great.
being like a remake is brilliant.
Oh, great.
Little sneak peek there.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you somehow clip past this, the guy just doesn't spawn.
He just doesn't care about us. And then it takes really long to open those bouquets, and then all of a sudden, push
There
him
he
onto
is.
the side. And here's the enraged cultist. Just have to kill that guy. We don't care about the crab.
Fun fact, any Plagas, so anybody who's got the big tendrils sticking out, the massive big face devourer, or the little spider dudes, if you throw a flashbang, they instantly die.
Yeah.
Something I wish I realized a lot earlier than I did.
Once was enough.
Wait. What? Huh? There's supposed to be someone else here. I don't know where he is, but sure, I'll take it.
Taking a day off?
There's normally supposed to be 4 guys here. I don't know. I'm not. The reason I noticed that is because usually that guy is really annoying, and he has a tendency to just grab me as soon as I get even close to him and ruin my day. I don't know why he wasn't there. I guess maybe some DA stuff. I don't know. All right, and then we get to the second El Gigante in the game, and just like the first one, we do not care about that guy.
Normally quite a hard boss. You got to run through here and dodge all the boulders he's throwing at you. And they, even unassisted, they deal a lot of damage. But no match to the power of an infinite ammo rocket launcher.
Oh. Yeah, it's really hard to deal with, especially here. You have to do a bunch of puzzle stuff. But yeah, it's
Hope it works.
and then you have to get rid of him with a cannon.
Leon's still excited about the cannon, even though he just, you know, blew up the guy
Really
before.
completely safe. Finally a cannon. Oh, would have been rough.
Get ready. Uh-huh.
Alright, blow the door down. Unfortunately, we can kill the guy with the rocket launcher, but we can't break that door with a rocket launcher, which is sad. But
And while that guy has been dead over there, he's been very, very slowly crawling his dead carcass all the way over here just so he can do a fun little jump scare. Whoa!
look at the dude. His head is supposed to be completely gone, but yet there he is.
Sorry.
And there he
I've
goes.
had my fill of you.
Good bastard.
How he made it over there without Leon noticing, I don't know.
Ashley, where are you?
And now we get our trusty companion back.
Don't know what we do without her, honestly.
Yep. We'll be in shambles. Right. So there is a very cool, basically tech in this game, which is called zips. I'm gonna try it once here. Rid of the nade. If I don't get it once, I'm just gonna immediately do. That was bad. Immediately do the normal strat. Let's see if I do get it. So it's a very inconsistent, hard, precise, annoying, stupid trick. It's a basically you have to go from one weapon to another in your 30 or 360th frame in your running animation. It can be one frame earlier, it can be one frame later. It has to be exactly that frame that you walk onto the stairs. So it's extremely precise frame-wise, but you also have to make sure that you switch weapons. That is more lenient. That is about, I think, 30 frames. The closer to the actual jump... Oh, nice. Almost a small jump there. The closer that you switch to the actual stairs, the higher that the zip is going to be. So what actually happens then is that you go very far and very high forward. We're not sure why this happens. We're not sure how to make it consistently. It's unfortunately it's very inconsistent still. We'd love for it to be a lot more consistent because it can save probably like half an hour, if not much more. There's already been a skip discovered with that to skip, I think, entirety of chapter 14 or chapter 15. Shout out to Tetra, by the way, for that, because she has done basically everything in this game regarding everything glitch hunting. Yeah. So for this section, I have to kill at least 3 of those cultists for Ashley to get out of her trance over there. If I don't kill 3 cultists as soon as possible, she actually just doesn't want to move for some reason. And if I get too far away, she just gets grabbed, even though she's in the metal suit.
Now we can find
Even if there's nobody near her.
Even if there's nobody near her, she just goes into the hole herself, I guess. But yeah, as soon as I kill 3 cultists, she's completely safe and just wants to come with me again.
ballroom must be this way.
Now we get to another
Look, there's a
pub
secret
area.
right there.
We need to get 3 heads here. There's 3 rooms here. Every single room has a head. And this first room is actually supposed to be pretty hard. There's a lot of enemies here, but instead we could just go here, throw a grenade there, and run forward. And we can grab the head.
There's supposed to be a guy there who'll pull the lever, drop it down. You have to run all the way around up to that lever, killing a ton of enemies. However, because he didn't put on any knight armor, he's not immune to explosives, so... Guy just gets blown up before he even had a chance of what's going on.
Yeah, imagine if they had access to Ashley's knight armor. We would be screwed.
Well, you say that, but these guys coming up have access to the armor, and they don't seem to be very explosive
That is
resistant
also
either.
true.
Little old-fashioned for my.
Yeah, these guys just evaporate as well, so it's...
Too bad. I think you could make that
Come on, you can't.
So here, this section, as soon as I grab that head, all of these knights will just come out of their hole. But yeah, it's a completely scripted sequence. Just immediately shoot them with the rocket launcher. They'll immediately die because the rocket launcher is way too OP. And even with other cat ears, it's actually an infinite rocket launcher, so we don't even need the cat ears for that weapon, which is great. Because the cat ears is actually an infinite rocket launcher is one that you can actually buy from the merchant. But the cat ears is something that you have to unlock through a whole different challenge, which is, I think, beating the whole game in professional, as well as beating it under 5 hours and 30 minutes. And without saving more than 15 times. So it's pretty difficult. But it does, of course, give a really nice reward for it. Infinite ammo for every single weapon that you have.
It is a little bit of a nightmare trying to get it if you want to start speedrunning the game, but there's loads of tools. We've got a nice little script on the cheat engine that'll help you get it. Definitely helped me, giving yourself infinite ammo and infinite health and infinite money. Funnily enough, helps you beat the game in under 5.5 hours on the hardest difficulty.
Alright, it's the 3 heads section done. Now we're coming to the most boring section of the run. Because we get to play as Ashley. Woo! Exciting. Yeah, it's supposedly just run from enemies. We can't really kill them.
The only puzzle in the game as well you skip because you already know the answer.
Yep.
You don't even have to go and find out what the answer is. You can just put it in straight away.
Yeah, there's 2 whole sections. One section is to the left. We don't care about that. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Alright. Yeah, that sound is because of me holding the interact button. Obviously because it interacts every single frame. It makes that sound every single frame, which it's not a lovely sound. It's pretty bad. Yeah, normally that area to the left would give us the time of the clock that would allow us to go down here, but yeah, it's always the same time, which we just put it in and we could just skip all of that.
It does change on professional though. Different time on professional. That makes it just that little bit harder having to do it all again. Or you look it up on IGN.
And then you can still skip the half of the thing, which is it is really nice. It's a cool addition by the developers. Cool thing to add. I don't know if it's intentional, but you know, still cool.
Ashley talking about how she's done with knights, even though these are the first set that she's ever seen.
Yep. And she's a knight herself.
Honestly, if I was walking around and I heard that ting 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 constantly, I'd be done with knights.
Yeah, that's a good point. Alright. Hardest puzzle in the game. Pulling the 4 levers. The only 4 levers in the entire room. Doesn't even have to be in that order. Very hard puzzle. And then we go here to another very hard puzzle. Get the tablet. And unfortunately this puzzle actually takes your lantern. Even though we don't even use it, you can use the lantern to get rid of the what they're called, the knights. For a split second they'll just go away from you, get stunned. But unfortunately this takes your lantern.
But you get the Salazar family insignia.
Very true, much better.
You could smack down the head of a knight to make them stop moving, probably.
Gets stunned for a couple seconds. Alright, they just happen to be perfectly placed like that so we can just crawl here.
Suspicious guy back there, though.
Good night. And stay still.
Having a blast.
I think he might be alive.
I think he's a bit drunk or something. Coming back from a party.
Yeah, you don't even have to dodge anything. You can just hold W, run past them all. They're not fast enough to hit you.
Yeah, the knight suit doesn't do anything here. It's even in a normal without the knight suit, you could just run straight ahead. Nothing will happen to you.
You don't have to move around any knight in this entire section. This guy on the stairs, walk past them.
Nope. Goodbye, sir.
There'll be 2 guys blocking a doorway just here. You'll never guess what we do to them.
It's gonna be a hard guess. It'll be hard to get past them as well.
If you
Might
guys
have to fight them.
run straight past them, you'd be correct.
Goodbye, sir. Man, that was actually section. A very tough section. A very, very hard in terms of puzzles.
Now that Ashley's got back to Leon, though, surely they'll be able to have some fun bonding time.
Yeah. She finally found Leon again, but no. She
He's
instantly
gone.
got taken. Goodbye, goodbye, Ashley. We got a whole 1 chapter over, and there she goes.
Now we actually have a really, really cool looking glitch that I only learned about yesterday. Coming up here.
Yeah, so we're actually stuck in a cage here. But I'd rather not be stuck in a cage. So I'm just gonna reload this autosave. And I'm gonna do some cool, well, not seeing anything.
Good menu.
Great, this is
Stealth
invigorating
kills.
gameplay. And that allows me to just walk through that gate over there and go straight to this door. So it's a funny thing. I think that's the only cutscene that actually works works on. But you can actually move Leon there while the cutscene is or the loading zone is playing. And I think it works on every single cutscene, but for some reason this one doesn't reset Leon back to his position that he's supposed to be at, which makes him stay at the door that we want to go in. So that's a pretty cool one, especially since that cage. Oh, what are you doing? Get out of here! Yeah, especially since that cage, we'd have to go like the other way and stuff. And since this game runs on game time on the leaderboards, since we're paused in the menu, these guys are relentless right now. Get away from me. Since the game runs on game time on the leaderboards, we're walking in the menu there. So the timer isn't even running while we're going through the cage and through the door. So that's always nice. I'm gonna look to the side here to hope that the Novies don't actually attack me. Perfectly like that.
As you've always heard, you can't see them, they can't see you.
Exactly. I love how that always works like that. Do the same over here. And we're safe. I'm gonna quickly get some healing because I'm very close to low health.
Thank you.
Our lovely friend Roman Salazar. So here where you get introduced to some more, or not introduced, we get introduced to them earlier, but we skipped out. 2 more nice demi-bosses, but we don't have time for that. We don't have time for
Synchronized
any-
death.
Yeah. Instantly grab their horns. I don't know why they have horns, but
Don't want to know where he pulled them off of.
I'd rather not. Alright, we're coming up to a somewhat scary, for me at least, scary section. Supposedly it's an easy glitch, but for some reason I am having a lot of trouble with it. Not this one is easy.
You have got it a lot recently, though.
That is true. I'm hoping I get it. If I don't get it, then it would suck. This one is easy, I can just go out of bounds.
You have to be quite careful here. There's a lot of places where you can come in bounds and just be stuck in a random hole full of collision where you can't move around, just stuck in the water.
Let's see.
Oh my God,
Easily
he did
first
it.
try.
So yeah, if you just look to the side and then enter the crawl space, Leon decides that he's just going to go through the wall. If you move a little bit more to the right here, there's just a circle with water in it that has collision on all sides, and then you have to reload. And then thank the Lord that Salazar put this perfect elevator here underneath this ladder for Leon to reach the ladder. Very useful.
Get a little coffin. So yeah, that crawl section is weird. So if you actually just like look to the right, it saves your position that you go into it, and it uses that to basically do the whole animation. It doesn't check for any collision, so it just does the whole animation no matter what direction it is in, or what position you're in for that matter. So if you rotate there, it just goes straight ahead.
It's always cool seeing things like that. Like, a developer would never possibly think that that would be an issue. But then all of a sudden they're watching some guy doing a speedrun. Like, oh, this will be pretty cool. And then they're like, oh, I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to put collision in on the cross spaces. My bad.
Yeah, it's amazing as well because there's an annoying section with some novies. That's lucky.
And we've got the Xenomorph cameo. Here he is.
This is normally a really hard boss fight if you do it normally because it's on a timer or a elevator to ghost to actually get to the bottom. But I wonder what we just do here. Yeah, that wasn't
Crazy.
expected. Go Bester.
So now that he's dead, the elevator basically just instantly comes down because that's obviously how elevators work.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Like every single boss, even the very massive ones that we saw before, the El Gigantes, they all get killed in one shot with the rocket launcher. But this dude, he just doesn't care, and he just really wants 2 rocket launchers instead. 1 rocket launcher doesn't actually kill him.
Yeah, his health gets dropped down to like 3 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's very low HP, but it's
Completely impossible to kill him with just 1 shot of anything.
at least with the stuff that I talked about before, difficulty adjustment, DA. At this point, if I'm 1 DA level lower, then it would be 1 shot, but that would just be a bunch of wasted time. And that is chapter end. Now we get arguably, or at least close to arguably, the most boring section of the run. I said before that was Ashley, but no, this is. Oh, we're going direction.
What's in it for you?
So that man that we pulled out of the bag at the very beginning of the game has decided to come back and help us a little bit.
Me to put my faith in someone who used to work for me.
Nice,
You did see a small cameo of him in the cabin, but that's it. And you're supposed to go and get dynamite, like a specific item called dynamite, and put it up there. But if you use a rocket launcher, it just breaks it. Once again, such a cool little addition from the developers. Whether it was intended or not, I don't know. It might just be a consequence of spaghetti code of dynamite equal explosive equal rocket launcher.
Alright, and now, before we had 1 El Gigante, now we have 2. And guess how hard this is gonna...
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
2.
2 rocket launchers. Oh, 3! Yeah, no, it's that fight is actually possible in 1 rocket. It's funny.
I think we can get through here.
Right. I have to get this guy through the door, get him to the other side. And normally he is supposed to open the door, but we can just, you know, go through the door ourselves. He still opens the door.
Still open the door. Yeah.
Keeping those things cooped up down
Yeah, that's the one before with the church. That's the hardest one, the hardest door clip in the entire game because it's a really thick door. They're so hard to do. This is the second hardest one. It's a pretty tough one, but it's very doable.
And now for everybody's favorite section of the entire game.
Let's go.
Minecarts. Fortunately, no minecart skip unlike in Resident Evil 4, the original.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's only a matter of time now.
Give us a push, Sancho.
Yeah, in the original, there's you can just skip this whole section by just jumping out, walking all the way to the end.
It's moving.
But that's also because gravity sort of just works different in the original.
By the way,
That's if you stand on something and walk off of it, you just keep your height, which allows you to just go anywhere without falling down, basically. But here, as soon as you go off collision, you'll fall into the void, and after a while, go back to where there was collision. So we can't do anything like that here, unfortunately, because it's a pretty boring section. Because it's completely auto-scroller. There's nothing really tough about it.
Even all the track switches, you have to hit them all. They didn't even put any ones in where if you hit it, it'll then kill you. No, you have to hit every single one. And you've got minecart health there as well, just in case your minecart takes a beating. Obviously, you're not going to take a single hit from anybody.
Yeah, these guys take like 20 seconds to shoot, except for this guy. For some reason, he just decides to instantly take a jab at you.
Well, whilst we're doing a little bit of auto-scrolling, could we fit in a quick donation?
Yep.
We had $10 from El Hutra saying, Slowkey bullying Ashley? What the heck? Shocked Pikachu face. Can anybody pull a good shocked Pikachu face? Let's go. Oh, we got the audience going in as well. Very
Let's
good.
go.
That was also going towards the Duolingo first chest 10 random languages Klingon run beta, which I'm sure makes more sense to more people than others, but thank you very much.
Getting all the incentives. Get them donations going.
Now, the fun bit about this is you thought one minecart section was bad. Well, after this minecart section, you'll never guess what we have. A second minecart section.
Minecart section 2.0.
When the playtesters were testing this, they must have thought this was such riveting gameplay that they had to have a second one in.
They just didn't have enough. They wanted more. They needed more.
And also, for some reason, instead of using your infinite ammo rocket launcher, Luis gives you his gun that you decide to use. And it's the most powerful gun in the game because it one-shots literally every single enemy in here apart from the chainsaw guy.
Yeah, funnily enough, it has infinite ammo without the carriers. So I don't know how Luis is managing that, but you know.
He must have a really big fanny pack on.
Yeah.
This it?
My man has his carrier somewhere else.
Things are just getting started.
Alright, so this section is actually somewhat annoying because there are enemies here which can actually stagger Luis, which can waste a lot of time. I can try to kill him here quickly. Oh, got him.
That probably hit Luis.
Yeah. Alright,
Yep.
I missed the guy. So
Yeah.
yeah, he shot the guy there, which staggers him a little bit. Could be worse.
Luis, for some reason, as soon as there's a single enemy nearby, turns and focuses his entire attention on it until, well, Leon kills it because Luis is completely incompetent at shooting
All right.
with his mega powerful cannon.
Not this again.
With the infinite ammo as well.
You'll see that at the end of this chapter a lot more. He just decides to stop, or he'll start walking towards Leon instead of running.
Yeah,
Or he'll
that's-
just stand there AFK for absolutely no reason right next to the exit where you need him to go.
That's basically this section that would just happen, but way, way worse. Yes, now we get the chainsaw guy, which I cannot aim.
Maybe you should have left the assistant on.
True. Would probably help with this guy. Right. So yeah, we actually don't kill the chainsaw guy. It is actually far better to just shoot the minecart instead. Because for some reason the chainsaw guy has like double the HP of the minecart. And the good thing actually is that we'll go outside here in a second. If I don't fall off the tracks. And the guy will be up here next to, conveniently, a bunch of explosive barrels.
Funnily enough, that is not the same chainsaw guy, but he has the same minecart health.
Yeah.
He has completely different individual health, but his minecart health carries over for some reason. It is a different guy.
Yeah, and that was invincible as well.
Just to make it even better.
Yep.
And then here comes the real guy, but his minecart is badly damaged.
Goodbye, sir.
See you later.
Sometimes if it's usually pretty hard to see, but if you do shoot that, you can actually like watch him just, even while sitting, you can just watch him fly away. It's pretty cool to watch. But unfortunately, it's tough to see because of the explosion. Guy is very tough to hit. And that is section 2 done. And obviously, we always have to hit this can over here. RNG manipulation. Have to hit that one. If I don't, then the
Run's
run
invalid.
is basically doomed.
So is this chapter like mostly the minecart section, or?
Yeah, it's mostly just the minecart section.
Smokey?
Oh no! No! Oh, what?
Oh
How
my
did that
God.
switch? I was already on the next track as well. That's crazy. Wow, I did I did not expect to make them. But yeah, it's mostly just minecart section. It's like 90% of this whole chapter.
If you had died there, you go back to the beginning of this.
Yeah,
too.
that would have been bad. Wow. And then, yeah, it's just the minecart section, and then this part, which is very annoying.
Luis has an addiction to violence, so he's going to shoot everything he sees.
Yep. And just to make sure he doesn't actually feed his addiction, I need to kill everything as soon as I see them. Those two, and the one that's flying over there. So he can't shoot those, he'll just run to me immediately because he's sad that he can't shoot anything.
Leon is not an enabler.
Exactly. And we still have 10 flashbangs, so we can just wait here for a bit until he comes close, and then flash these dudes. He hates insects. And that's good.
You can hear him shooting in the
shit.
background.
That
That's
one has
it.
to go away.
One guy has gone too close to him, so he's decided
Yeah.
it's time for his demise.
Let's stand still for a minute, shoot this guy. My worst aim in the world. Alright, I can blow one more flashbang here to get rid of these dudes. Kill them as soon as I can. Why are you not up? Kill that guy, and that should be it.
Back when we were labbing this out, it was horrendous to try and get Luis to follow you because he would just get stuck behind boxes. He'd be running back. Look at him. What's he
What are you
doing?
doing, buddy?
He would just be stuck behind boxes. He'd just be waiting, waiting for someone who he knew he was about to appear. Horrendous.
It's a very annoying section.
And a little costume change.
Alright, so there we switch to Deer Endless because Deer Endless has an effect to boost knife damage, which is very useful for this guy. It allows me to read.
There you go.
That is actually a pretty hard fight. It's if you don't time that right, it can be very difficult. Because he'll start doing attacks that you just can't avoid and attacks that you get locked in an animation. It's yeah, it's pretty bad. So you really want to have that bonus damage, get rid of him as soon as possible.
And somehow, this completely ordinary man, one knife to the face is not enough.
Oh,
Neither is two. But a
Three
third one,
stabs.
out for the count.
my man doesn't even feel the first two. As soon as he hits the third, then it's over.
He's crying and peeing and everything.
Yeah.
It's all just gone downhill for Krauser.
Back up. Very slow elevator. Had a call from Ava as well, but just instantly hung that up.
There is actually a faster way to do Krauser, isn't there, than just those 3 stabs?
Yeah, you
Get
can
him done in
actually
2, right?
No, it's still 3, but you don't have to wait like that. I don't know exactly how you do it.
Yeah, because you
but,
kept trying, couldn't get it, and then I just walked over and just...
Yeah, it's
Did it.
weird. You can actually just spam click the knife, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it works. And the safe method is you just wait until he stops blocking and then stab him back in the face.
Yeah, he thinks after 3 seconds you're surely not going to go for the face again.
Yeah,
Surely you won't
I
do it
might
a
as well
third
just
time.
stop blocking. Alright, so this section can be very scary because there's a lot of enemies on the exact path that I need to walk at. But I can dodge all of them if they are nice to me.
If
Good so far. This guy isn't even looking at you.
Guy can grab me, and of course he does. I should have probably just shot him as soon as I saw him walk towards me, but fine.
The reason he shot the rocket launcher at the statue as well is because it breathes fire? I don't actually remember what it does.
Yeah, normally if you get here, then he get out of my face. Normally that statue will actually spew fire at you. And there's a some dynamite. Conveniently, there's some dynamite in the back of his head, which if it explodes, then it can't breathe fire anymore. So yeah, if we just body slam into the ball, we can just get past it. Pretty cool strat.
Is that actually faster?
Yep.
So all of this flashbang nonsense that we did before to try and manipulate this guy to not doing it,
Yeah.
it's faster to just
Actually fast.
get
I mean,
bodied by this spiked ball.
that position that I was at is it's not preferable. It's best to have it in like a Where was I? In this like small section. Because then you get blocked by the railing right away, and
Right.
you'll stand up very quickly. Pretty tough to hit through those. Rocket launcher bikes to just hit them. Alright, and there's another auto-scroller. They just really liked auto-scrollers at this point in the game.
They thought you deserved a break. They knew you'd be going for about an hour.
For real.
We'll give you 3 massive auto-scrollers back to back to back
Oh, I did not see that one.
into one of the hardest boss fights in the game.
Yeah, so the bad thing about this part is that as soon as one enemy even remotely stands on this elevator, the elevator instantly thinks, that's enough. I cannot even remotely get close to handling that much weight. So it just gives up and stops going up. So I have to try and kill them as soon as they spawn, basically. Because it does lose some time for it to start back up.
It is surprisingly hard to actually keep on top of everybody because they just come and appear in completely random spots. They climb from the bottom all the way up a ladder for some reason.
Yeah.
Jump on you. There's an achievement for doing it, and it took me probably about 30 actual runs of New Game Plus using an infinite ammo rocket launcher to get it once without a single enemy jumping on the thing. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. Luckily we do have the rocket launcher though, which just makes everything very easy.
And Leon decides he must wait for the elevator to come to a complete stop.
Those spikes are very tall. Who knows, you might trip over them.
Twist his ankle.
Exactly. Okay, so this part can be very scary because I have to do a perfect walk over these, I don't know what they're called. If I walk a bit too far away and I don't aim early enough, then I actually fall down and instantly die. But it looks good.
Playing it very
Perfect.
safe. Good.
Yeah, I don't want to fall down there.
Alright, so casually, this guy is probably the hardest boss in the game in my opinion. He's very deadly. So I'll let you guys have a guess of how quickly he's gonna die.
Really wonder what's about to happen here. Wow,
Anyways,
that was very different from other fights as well. That's alright. So here's another autosave clip, and it's probably the hardest autosave clip in the game. Not the autosave clip itself, but afterwards, because here is a very small ledge that I can actually walk on. If I go too far right, I'll fall like that, and I'll fall all the way into the void. If I go too far left, then I'll actually clip back into bounds. So I have to walk the perfect line. It's a very thin line. Very thin line.
fine because we get a little cameo of bald Leon,
Yeah, true.
brown hair.
Love how that works like that. Alright,
No time to lose.
down here, and then I have to shoot the rocket launcher there, which pushes me straight down the elevator. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest trick in this entire run. Because it's just so easy to fall down or get back into bounds. And that shot has to be pretty precise as well, otherwise you will miss
Won't
the
have to swim after all.
floor at the bottom. And that's the whole castle section. And that's, I think, chapter 13 done. Or chapter 12.
12, I think.
I always mix them up. I'm
3 chapters here, and then
very bad
the
at
big guy. I forgot his name already.
Yep. Time for the island. So obviously we have a new area, so we also need a bunch of new enemies. As well as some new mechanics, which is what you'll see right here left. Bigger red laser. As soon as I even touch that with my pinky, that guy is gonna focus on me and completely destroy me, so I have to get rid of him. As soon as I touch it, there's nothing I can do, I'm dead. And they're strong.
You will see a couple of manipulations of those turrets throughout this, so it's pretty interesting how they found ways to go past them because they aggro onto the enemies as well if they're in specific animations. Not always. You could push an enemy through it and it just won't care about it. But of course, God forbid you go anywhere near it.
So watch that cutscene until a specific point so the guy actually gets here. And then he kicks it. And he kicks the laser, which causes the turret to actually lock onto him. Which means that I can just walk through the laser, which that's perfect. And that's actually really nice because it's you have to go all the way around and do a bunch of twisting with those lasers to get past that.
And I love that guy just running straight past you.
Yeah.
Really needs the toilet. Doesn't care about you.
Oh man, has to pee. Has been holding it up the whole time.
Seemed a bit more desperate than just a pee, in my opinion.
True. Maybe even needs
He was clenching.
new pair of pants.
Poor guy. Yeah, so most of the enemies here you can just ignore. That guy who he shot had a cutscene, so... And, you know, whenever Leon's opening a door, you can't get tased.
Instantly save. Yeah, that's it looks pretty scary, this section, but it's pretty free. As long as you just walk past them, they basically can't hit you. And there's a very scary booby trap here, which I get rid of.
Got him.
And then we're in the labs.
So you saw earlier the Eon... Eon?
Is Eon-
yep.
No, I need to.
I was about to say...
Should I?
Leon... Yeah, go for it.
I'll
Give it a shot.
just it.
Leon absolutely devoured a bomb earlier, so I was going to say he's going to crouch under this one, but instead he didn't even attempt to crouch. He slammed his
but
face
it's,
into that delicious-looking cheese wire.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna crouch early. I'm just gonna do it easy. I'm just gonna take it slow. Yeah, I'll show it right here. If I crouch and instantly run, you can see that Leon goes like down, and it's easy to dodge the trip mines like that.
You're not even going to get the trick after this. Yeah, round of applause.
I took my time there as well.
The whole reason for that is because you can do another interact clip with this tripwire, which you probably won't see.
I need to get it now. I'm forced to.
There we go.
Cool. All right.
Leon disarms it and decides that he's just going to fall through the floor real quick.
Yeah. So that's a cool trick because that's also used in different categories. In professional, because professional doesn't have autosaves. So the professional can use the trip mines to get in or out of bounds in different locations that assisted just use autosaves. For example, the chapter 1, they just used the tripwire to get out of bounds and go to Luis.
Back at the Mendez boss fight, you can also skip that. It's more optimal in professional because obviously, you know, he takes about 3 hits in assisted New Game Plus, but you can use the merchant and interact with the merchant to clip out of bounds and run around the back, which is always pretty cool to see how easy it is to just walk through walls in this game.
Now we're going after the most beautiful, stunning enemies in the game.
There he is, a little cameo from him, hello.
Yeah, man, he just instantly disappears. I don't know where he went. My man could just slither around.
He's slithering past you, ain't he?
You can still hear him breathe. Breathe down our neck.
Difficult puzzle.
Very difficult puzzle. Yeah, luckily, just like the other things in the game, other puzzles, they don't really change.
Honestly, the hardest thing about that puzzle is making it go right.
Yeah, true.
So
I don't know why it's so
the next
difficult to do that.
And so that's a regenerator. Normally you have to use the thermal scope to look through their body and see where their weak points are, but naturally, a rocket launcher. That works too.
Just as well, right? I mean, we could put the thermal scope on the rocket launcher. Could also help. So yeah, with the thermal scope, you can actually see the 3 parasites in the regenerator's body, and they can just instantly shoot them, which causes them to not be able to regenerate, and then you can just kill them. But a rocket launcher does the same job. Huh. I think I hit the bag there instead of the guy. Kind of hit Leon in the process. Alright, I can stand off a bit here, off to the side. I don't even have to look at the keycard to pick it up.
Leon just has his hand right over the keycard, bit ready to sprint away.
Get out of there. Run. And now that we fought 2 regenerators, let's do 4 at once. Because 2 is just not enough.
We need 4 bootylicious regenerator.
Exactly.
They have some crazy physics. If you destroy them in just the right way, so the top half blows up and their bottom half stays the same and they land, the jiggle physics on their bottoms are absolutely crazy. Oh, look at that guy down there.
You can see it here.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, I need to go all of those 4 because it's actually random which one has a wrench. And I need a wrench to open this box here. But yeah, obviously the RPG is just splash damage, so I can kill all of them basically at once. Now we just have to wait for the keycard to overwrite. Kill all the guys in the meantime. Basically, standoff. Pick up some money, even though I have like billions.
Never have too much money.
Might as well. Grab out the last level keycard.
And then let's go save Ashley. Again.
Again. Do you think she'll stay this time?
You'll never guess what happens pretty
I
soon
guess so.
after.
Well, she'll definitely stick by our side this time. I believe. There she is.
So something that hasn't actually been mentioned yet is we have to do everything basically completely linearly here. We can't skip past chapters because if you get to other areas, then either you can get soft lock behind doors or things aren't interactable with, or you'll just crash. This door here is a nice fun little soft lock. So here we can go through it.
Did you give me a boost?
In the chapter just before this, if you were to go through that door, you can interact with it once, and then you cannot interact with it again. So you just can't clip back or anything like that. You'd have to load an autosave.
I don't know why I did a clip there. I don't ever.
That's a door you just push open.
I don't know. Interesting.
And then this right here is the easiest door to clip through in the game.
Yeah, you can actually just. Almost every single door requires you to use a scoped weapon because it pushes you so far backwards. But this one, it's. I assume it's so thin that you can actually just like crouch backwards like this and then flip around and open it like that as well. Yeah, it's by far the easiest one to clip through. Actually, can you not get hello? What? There you go. I knew you could do it. Alright, but unfortunately, Ashley has been with us for way too long.
You know,
Actually, we'll first have a chat real quick because we have to bond.
we work well together, don't we?
Gotta build up that character development.
Yeah,
Right?
get that lore in.
Just to never see her again in another Resident Evil game ever.
Yeah.
What do you think? We could
I
pretend
mean,
we're
she's
friends
basically
together.
gone the whole time. We have to get some quick lore in before she's gone again, you know?
Well, either way, first we have to make it out of here.
You're no fun.
Oh, by the way, that door, that very easily skippable door, it actually skips a very massive chunk of the area there.
Alright, goodbye, Ashley.
And there goes Ashley. Goodbye. Been fun.
You bastard.
Just saved her like 1.5 minutes ago. I'm gonna kill those 3 because they can actually be very annoying. I've been grabbed many times by them.
Yeah, in that tent there's some lore and stuff about, you know, the guy who's just come around. It's about what's going on and everything like that, but we don't care about that. I think that was when Krauser came here for the first time, right? Something like that. That's what that tent is.
Yeah, a bunch of lore about him just doing research and wanting to fight this Leon dude.
You're
So
a
why
bad
not
guy.
give him a fight? Oh.
Oh,
Oh no. We're all good.
better not die.
We're all good. Yeah, so normally this is a very long fight. Because there's, I think, about 4 sections to this whole fight. Or 5. Yeah, 5 sections to this whole fight. This is the first section. It's very difficult to get rid of him normally. Because he'll just shoot at you with his machine gun, he'll shoot at you with his bow. And do a bunch of stuff. Gotta get him, hit him here, alright. But yeah, with RPG you can instantly just make him go to the next phase, so that's nice. Oh, I'm very close to being dead. Because I actually don't have a body shield anymore. Huh. But yeah, that rocket launcher that I shot before on the floor. Why am I running so quick? What is happening? Huh. For some reason he was just very slowly running. That rocket launcher that was shooting earlier on the floor, that actually detonates every single chip mine that's there. Normally there's a bunch of chip mines everywhere there. That is very annoying to deal with, but one rocket launcher there and just gets rid of all of them.
And then those grenades, very difficult to dodge them all.
And then the first actual fight with the dude. Blow him away. And then he goes to have his speech.
Very
Don't
interesting.
actually listen to his speech. And then we just don't look at him. Kinda hideous.
That's your true power? Oh, I'd ask for a refund.
You can hear him behind you trying to get
Yeah.
to you and running around the place.
Doing a bunch of cool
Oh.
gymnastics there.
So much
him out,
cool
yeah.
gymnastics that he stood in the middle of the air.
Yeah, exactly. That's how insane he is.
And once again, a very, very difficult boss fight casually. Let's see how Smokey can handle this.
There he goes. Goodbye, sir. Yeah, no, it's funny how he tanks a bunch of rocket launcher shots before, and then as soon as it gets to this one, he just can't take it anymore. He's got enough. All right. Chapter. Oh,
Oh, quick save.
very quick.
In
save.
case.
Chapter 14 done.
2 to go.
This is a pretty hard chapter normally because it's the war room chapter.
This is the big chapter. This is the big combat one. This is where you set up a trick for the end of the game. You know, you get everything ready. It's pretty fun, pretty active. As you can see throughout like this entire run as well, you know, it's a very fast-moving one. Apart from obviously the 3 auto-scrollers, you're doing something constantly.
Yeah, so normally that chopper takes a while to get active, but actually should shoot a rocket launcher all the way from the start there, to make the game think that I'm already further away than I actually am. And he sends the chopper right away. Pretty useful. And then we just have to get through a couple of waves of these guys before Mike decides to blow up this barrier here.
Quick little shout out to Mike, the best helicopter pilot we've ever had.
Absolutely. We love Mike. Love to take him to a bar sometime.
Get a drink.
Get a drink. At a
Surely nothing
big-
bad will happen to him in the game.
Surely not. That would never happen to anyone in this game. Oh, good aim. What are you doing, Mike?
Like trying to sabotage Leon.
Yeah. Man. Alright, so now we're coming up to some very weird stuff. First of all, we're gonna go and flashbang this upper area. Because I do not want anyone to interfere with me right now, because that could be very bad. So we go and... Can you go away from me? Go and shoot that, and then... Done like that. That's good. Get an autosave clip into this wall right here. And that allows me to skip a very big portion of War Room, actually. But we're going to do something extra, which it will look like I'm just doing some random stuff, just jumping into the void. Like that. That should be perfect. And now we're just gonna wait. Just gonna have a good time in the void.
So this is a setup for a glitch later on, as Mike is just blowing up walls while, while we're falling down thousands of meters before him.
And now we're back.
Oh, Mike's out of ammo.
Poor Mike. Yeah, so that's a setup for a glitch later on. It's actually unfortunate because I can't actually see if if that worked, but it should. That's a setup that basically 100% works. By switching to 30 FPS, it allows me to hit a trigger basically, which is right above the water. If you switch to 30 FPS, you fall at different increments than if you go to like 60 FPS or 120 FPS. The higher FPS, the smaller increments are that you fall at. And with 30 FPS, the increments are perfect for that height to go and hit that trigger above the water.
Yeah. If you had that trigger as well, there's also another trigger a little bit below it. I think it was below it. That will then cancel the glitch that we're trying to do. So even if you're at high FPS, if you land exactly on the trigger and then you hit that annoying trigger, then the glitch gets cancelled and you can't do it later on.
Yep.
Also, these doors are pretty difficult to go past, as you can tell. You can just scope, and then you just let go of scope and press W.
Yeah, it's interesting. These are the only doors that work like that. It's just a normal auto or a door clip with a scope, but it's the only ones that work where you can just walk forward and it'll clip you through.
All right, turret skip.
All right, let's hope this is a pretty RNG dependent skip. So we're gonna pray. Gonna hope for these Novistors to fly at me perfectly to trigger this turret, which allows me to just skip a bunch of stuff at the top. Hope he gets there.
There we go.
That's
Nice.
perfect.
Very
All
fast
right.
as well.
Yeah, that's basically the best turret skip you can get.
So once again, that turret will just instantly murder you if you were to step into it, but because it triggered on the little Novi, then it just ignores Leon completely. Even though it's shooting at the guy who's standing right behind him. Leon's
That
just
makes
fine.
a lot of sense.
And then here we get to see Duffel Bag,
Will it have worked?
where you just
Yes.
carry Ashley by the neck like a dog.
I'm gonna quickly switch to 30 FPS and spam here. That allows me to skip a cutscene. All right.
So that trick, that falling through, basically causes this. So normally you're supposed to have like a really dramatic moment where you're slowly limping along with Ashley. But Leon said he's had enough. Ashley's KO'd, so he's just put him under his arm and just walking to the end pretty quickly.
Mad father.
And then he's like, oh, got to put it back in my arms for this dramatic door opening. And then
And
straight
we're
back
back
into
to
the
it.
hand. You'd have thought she'd be heavy, but he's just completely done with it at this
No.
point. He just wants to finish the game.
Dangling around over there. Alright, I'm switching back to 30 FPS one more time to get one more quick cutscene skip in here. I was way too late there.
Oh, well, we get a little bit of drama.
True.
Oh, Ashley, I can't carry you any further.
So dramatically on, and then
anyways.
goodbye.
Oh, Ashley.
Man acts like he's about to die, and then
So tough
as he
opening
goes
these
to-
doors.
okay, let's go.
Anyways. So the slow drop of her legs down into the side Leon.
Yeah, so the good thing about that is that a glitch actually isn't. It's not just cosmetic. It looks pretty fun, but it actually does make you walk 3 times faster, which is a lot of time save. Like even with that 3 times faster movement speed, it's still pretty slow.
And now we're on to the last chapter in the game.
Last one.
This is basically just a boss fight. And the escape.
Yep.
Just run straight to the boss fight. Fight the boss. Very difficult boss. Very
Yeah,
technically
it's
heavy.
the final boss, so obviously it's gonna be very, very difficult. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna try our best, of course. Hopefully it's gonna be not too bad. First we gotta get there first.
Sure you're okay.
Have some more character development with Ashley.
Good.
Luckily, that's actually, I have to reload this save because of some weird side effect of that duffel bag, which for some reason it doesn't just make you carry around actually however you want. It also, for some reason, makes when you're in combat, it makes you move a lot slower. So I have to quickly reload the save there so that the state of duffel bag is gone. So now I have my normal movement speed back.
There are a few things that can cancel it as well. If you take a lot of damage in certain ways, I believe it can get cancelled. If you obviously reload your save, if you get knocked back, I think is the big one, then it could cancel the bag. It doesn't always, but it could.
Yeah, it's a weird state that you're in.
Yeah. All right, and here we go to the final boss.
Nope.
And there goes the final boss.
And that's it. And now we have a very massive final boss, and there he goes. Woohoo!
And now we have to run.
We have a timer at the top. We're in very big time pressure. For some reason, it counts down in seconds, even though every second takes like 3 seconds.
Oh
And
yeah, I
we
never
have-
even noticed that.
Yeah.
That's the slowest time I've
very
ever
weird.
seen.
We're not out of here yet.
But yeah, we have about 2.5 minutes, but this whole run takes, I think, about 1 minute. So we have way more time than we need.
Yeah, so to actually fight that final boss, you're supposed to destroy the little nodules on his knees, if you can call them knees. And then on the big one, you're supposed to deal enough damage to him, where Ada then throws you a red rocket launcher. But apparently just any rocket launcher works.
Yeah.
You don't need this special red one that Ada's been hiding in her back pocket for the entire game.
Yeah, it's actually a really, really cool fight without the infinite rocket launcher. Because there's a lot of cool mechanics that you have to dodge and work around.
And then Ada gives you jet ski keys for this lovely jet ski she's left. How kind.
I don't know how she even got this here, but not gonna question it. It's a pretty easy part, but if you do mess it up, it's pretty scary because taking damage 2 times actually makes the whole jet ski drown, and we can actually do some cool flips as well.
Absolutely no warning to Ashley whatsoever as she
Oh,
proceeds to do a
she just
backflip on a jet
flies
ski.
off. The whole rescue attempt for nothing because Leon just wanted to be cool. But not only can we do some flips, we can also do some very cool spins. Hell
Whoa.
yeah.
You get money for it too, it's great.
Yeah. That's the best part. Oh, I
I
almost
don't
had
even
that
know
one.
what your in-game time's looking at like right now. It's actually, I think it's
That's
okay.
a good question.
Yes, we'll see on the
Getting
Hunnigan
very
screen.
close to the end. Get it ready with that button.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh.
Quick
There it is.
last
We can
flip.
see it.
The light at the end of the tunnel.
We're gonna save the president's
Almost.
daughter.
And
And
time.
time. There we go.
Alright.
We'll see what the in-game time is though, right? We need to know how good this run was before we can clap.
Slightly overestimate because I I was kind of stupid when I submitted it. My PB is a 1:27, but that's game time. That's not actually real time. So yeah, that was
Yeah, when
not
we
smart when submitting.
when we checked his VOD for his run, it was 1:39.40.
Yeah, it was very
So when we compared to the estimate, that was worrying.
all right.
1:30,
1:30, not bad.
not
that's-
bad,
that's-
not bad.
that's doable. All right, cool.
There we go.
That's it. All right. Thanks for from having me. This was an amazing experience. I'm gonna have a lot of fun for the rest of the week. Gonna watch a lot of the cool runs. Yeah, get those donations going. Get the rest of the incentives. Get those incentives met. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I think it's time for bed.
Time to sleep.
I concur with what everyone has just said. Yes, Smokey's done a bit of the job for me. Keep the donations coming in, folks. We're just going to finish this run off after hitting the big 15k mark during it. We also had another $15 donation from Paul C with no comment, but also going towards the Duolingo first chest incentive. Yes, big thank you to Smokey for that run of Resident Evil 4. We are going to be heading off to an intermission, and then we're going to be bringing you Dead Rising 2 next. Reminder, we have the bid war open for that, and I believe the Tux is still winning. So if you want to see any of the other dashing suits or dashing whatever outfits we can get on show, then now's the time to get your donors in. But yes, we will see you after this intermission.